What up guys, I'm Thales and we're back with another how to slice. In today's how to slice video, we're gonna check out some awesome flexis. So let's go to the video. So this is the Hammerhead cute flexi. As you can see, this is a really nice model to print, and in this video, we're gonna be checking out the best print settings to print it. So let's go. So first off, let's analyze. Right here, we got the toy version. Right here, we got the keychain and the magnet to the fridge. So this is perfect. You got two holes right here, so you can just attach a 8 by 3mm magnet. So this is perfect. And let's go to the print settings. So first off, let's start right here with the layer height. We're going to be printing this model as 0.16mm. By reducing this value, we're going to have to print more layers. It's going to take more time to print, but we're going to have a finer and better quality. So it's all worth it. Going over here to perimeters, we're going to be printing at 3 perimeters, just so we can get a really rigid model. So if a kid throws it in the wall, it's not gonna break. So this is perfect. Going over here to infill, we're gonna be increasing to 10%, leaving that gyroid infill pattern because it's great. And going over to brim. So if you take a look at the PDF to print these models, it does recommend brim. If you have, so let's say, let me go a step back. So first off, what is a brim? A brim is a really nice feature to increase the surface of contact to the build plate. So as you can see right here, this is the surface of contact to the build plate. So this is a really big surface of contact. So it does not, so the more area it has contact to the build plate, the less it needs brim. In this case, this part right here, they got not the best surface of contact to the build plate. I don't usually recommend adding brim to articulated models because sometimes it's quite hard to remove the brim, especially on some really fine and small meshes. If you add brim, it's impossible to remove. In this case right here, you can be adding brim because they are far apart, so it's gonna help a lot. But we're going into if you do not have a really well calibrated printer, if you're a little bit conscious, you can add brim. But if you have a printer that's well calibrated, you do not have some problems with bad adhesion or print unsticking from the build plate, you can print this fine without any brim. But if you're unsure, you can add brim. But I do always recommend cleaning your build plate with some isopropylic alcohol or detergent. This way, you're going to have a really nice and clean build plate so you can print on, to remove all of the dust and oils from your finger, because that will impact a lot the bad adhesion. So oils from your fingers will impact the filament to stick to the build plate. So always clean your build plate and do not touch the top surface. And what I would recommend is, if you got the chance and if you have used some glue stick before, for articulated models is well recommended. So put a fine line, a fine layer of glue stick just to secure all of the models to the build plate. So this is perfect. But if you're unsure, we can be adding a 3mm brim just to secure the model to the build plate. Going over here to support material, this model is optimized for printing, so we do not need to generate any support material. And for speed, you can be printing this at your standard print speed, especially on Babel Lab printers. If you have a lower end printer, I would recommend printing at a not too fast pace. It's gonna vary between printers. But on the N2 V3SC, you can be printing at your standard print speed. If you want, you can be just reducing the small perimeters to around 55mm a second, let's say. So on the small perimeters, so in the connections of the articulated, it's going to be reducing the speed. This way, getting a stable print and really nice end result. and make sure that your first layer is at a really good value, around 20 millimeters a second for standard printers, and on Babylab printers, the standard, it's great. This way, by printing at a low speed, you're gonna get a really good first layer, because all of the other layers are gonna go on top of this one. So make sure it's well printed out. So let's go back and slice this part. So I have sliced, and as you can see, it's gonna take 11 hours and 15 minutes to print. We have added brim just because if you're unsure, you do not need to add brim if you got a good bed adhesion on your build plate. This is just to make sure if you have some bed adhesion issues, I would recommend adding brim. But before trying with the brim, I would recommend getting your build plate, your printer really leveled, clean your build plate really nicely, so you do not need to add brim for articulated models because they are a pain to remove. Going over here to speed is just to show that it will reduce the speed while printing small perimeters. So we have set to 55, it will print at 55, but feel free to choose the value that you find best. So this is quite nice. Grab a really nice film that you have laying around and print this model. And if you're going to print it multicolor, I do recommend printing more of them in the same build plate, because if you print 20 or just one model, you're gonna have the exact same wasted filament to print the tower and to purge. So if you print more models in the same build plate, you're gonna get a less proportional waste. So this is perfect. So go ahead and print this model right now. So the models are ready to print. Make sure to check out stlflix.com for more models like this one, and I'll see you in another one.
I hope you guys enjoy it. Those slicing videos are an initiative from STL Academy, which is the educational project from STL Flix. So if you guys want to learn more about 3D printing, you could check our description and look at STL Academy courses. And don't forget, see you guys at the next slicing.